Hello, I'm Fantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the new evolutions and upgrades for the Valkyries and the Gemstone Princesses. So both these cards are actually tremendously old, and there was a point in time where the Gemstone Princesses were the most highly desired burst solutions because the attack multipliers they gave were higher than anything else we could compete against. Sadly, they have greatly fallen behind, mostly because they don't offer a secondary effect. They just give you 2 turns of burst based on the number of a specific awakening on your given team. Now, the numbers that they give can be nice, but the thing is, we've got to a point where almost everything has a collateral benefit or a side effect. So basically, you get 2 benefits. Like, for example, Leona from King of Fighters, one of the most common rainbow subs that I use, she has an attack buff that's significant and color absorption at the same time. So you're getting either one or the other, and it greatly lowers the amount of other types of active skills you need to bring into a dungeon, and that's the main reason why the Gemstones have fallen out of favor. The Valkyries were never Godfest exclusives, they're just kind of a weird card to begin with, so they never really had that much amazing value, but hopefully with these new forms and buffs, they gain a little bit more merit. So, all the Valkyries receive the same archetype of an evolution. It requires a Quillen gem, so you have to think, is this better than Leyland, Karen, Mei, etc. for a weapon assist? And as a whole, I'm not that impressed with this weapon assist. It gives you the full binds immunity, which is definitely helpful. It gives you the enhanced heart orbs, but the biggest drawback I can foresee is the 4-turn cooldown. A 4-turn cooldown is difficult to work around. It makes it quite easy to accidentally overcharge, and if you accidentally overcharge, you're going to have some problems because the active skill itself is obviously lower impact because it has a 4-turn cooldown. 3 times burst for 1 turn is basically insignificant, and changing hazards and heal to fire or whatever color the Valkyrie necklace you have is not going to be meaningful. And the thing is, it competes, like I said, competes against Leyland's earring essentially, and like the Chinese celestial earrings give you the same bind immunity but a skill boost and a longer base cooldown that's easier to work around, so that definitely can be problematic. At the same time, maybe this could be inherited on transforming cards who need to be protected against binds before they transform, and you require a healing solution on a given team. With the transforming cards, you're oftentimes not going to overshoot, and then many of them tend to become almost like system-style active skills where you just repeatedly use them over and over again, so it's never going to run the risk of overcharging these 4 turns. And that's the main way I could foresee them possibly being used, but at the same time, I don't have any team that needs to have enhanced heal orbs, but again, that can definitely change in the future. But for now, I feel like the Chinese Celestials have much more universal value. And all the Valkyries have the same weapon assist, like the same archetypes. There's no point in going through each color individually. And they have received various active skill upgrades. So like I said, they did change hazards into their respective color, and they received leader skill buffs. So I'm just going to pull up what a Valkyrie looks like from the Reg machine. And from the Reg machine, you can see that they have a 4-turn active skill again, and they basically are just an orb generator. They change hazards and hearts to whatever their color is. So no secondary effect, but it's easy to inherit over top of. They have reasonable personal damage. You can get 777 combo with reasonable attack. You have some skill boost, you have guard break, you have TPA. You have a bit of weird mix of everything. And as a leader, you have some multiplier. The bonus combos might possibly come in handy for certain farming content where you need to have bonus combos and you're restricted to using certain cards. I don't know. Like the current Ganesha's treasure chest gem dungeon, I'm getting use out of Mega Typhon and something that I would never have normally, but it's the bonus combos that tend to make it a little easier sometimes. But the point of the matter is, these are still relatively underwhelming cards despite gaining all of these awakening upgrades, I feel. And the thing is, you have to think, am I going to keep this form, the weapon assist, or maybe their pixel form? And the pixel form gives you super resist. It also gives you 3 attacker killers. The colors will change, the super resist will change based on the pixel you choose, but I feel like this form still has the most unique value because it is potentially fulfilling a niche. You might need to kill attackers, but at the same time, it's still something a little different. And a 3-turn cooldown is technically better than 4 turns. It's easier to inherit over top of. But the point of the matter is, I still don't feel like these cards are truly that meaningful. They're not just really doing enough for you. And I guess that's kind of to be expected. These are not mega awoken forms or other Pantheon cards. And now we come to the Gemstone Princesses. So the Gemstone Princesses in their base form have received more of their desired awakenings. And that's kind of cool. But at the same time, like I said, these awakenings are how they scale off awakenings can be a little problematic, and it's really, I feel like, Carrot that tends to have the most value because skill boosts are basically found everywhere. And Carrot now has 5 skill boosts in her you can't see. Carrot now has 5 skill boosts in her base form, which does obviously mean she can function as a potential skill boost solution for like farming content. And her weapon assist also now, all their weapon assists also come with their desired awakening. So you can potentially get high multipliers if you cater your team accordingly. So I can definitely foresee these being useful in like very specific content where you know exactly what will spawn. There's no randomness. You don't have to take a chance. So in those situations, these bursts might be the most beneficial because they could provide more burst than anything else, and you may not need as many other mechanics. Conversely, if you're trying to play through things like Sure Realm and whatnot, these bursts I feel won't be enough because 2 turns may not necessarily be enough for the Manoas for many teams, and the lack of a secondary effect means you have to bring other solutions to counter the other existing mechanics. So I feel like as a whole, the Gemstones are weak still, but hey, their weapon assists did gain their beneficial awakening, so it does make them a little bit stronger for their burst potential. And then the Valkyries gained some stats. They got some typings added, so it's like relatively insignificant overall. And the Super Awakenings we kind of already went over. And that's basically the extent of the buffs and upgrades for this batch. So as a whole, I don't think they're particularly magical, but it's not a bad thing just to keep in the back of your mind that these do exist. With that being said, let me know what you think about these cards in the comments below. When is the last time you actually utilized a Gemstone Princess or these Rare Machine Valkyries? Because for myself, I can't think of the last time I actually did. Either way, hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.